One moment. So welcome you all. Today is a very auspicious day for the global Ayurveda doctors. We are clearly mentioning here as the global Ayurveda doctors, our Ayurveda doctors around the globe, serving and providing wonderful services for health and wellness. And Ayush Ministry has showcased with the Ayurvedic training programs in India. As we know that in the millennia, Ayurveda has taught in the Gurukulams, now established as a full-fledged form of Ayurveda training program like a medical schools, BAMS, MD Ayurveda, PhD Ayurveda, super specialty and everything. Now, they never thought about that Ayush, never thought of government of India, never thought about that Ayurveda is globalized. We are fortunate to have such a wonderful, great doctors, Ayurveda trained doctors by the government of India, Ayush. Senior most doctors, Dr. Virendra Sodhiji is here. He is like a Bhishma of Ayurveda in America. We are lucky to have as a guest of honor, and these are the people who are promoting Ayurveda more than 4 decades. Not only 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades. And some people are on 5 decades are practicing and in abroad. So we have to honor them, respect them, and bow to bring the Ayurveda into globalization. For that, this is the first step we are doing. Global Ayurveda Doctors Day is a very important day. Now, you know that when you come to this country, on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere, there are so many Ayurveda practitioners becoming Ayurveda doctors, like a 500 hours of training, 1,000 hours of training, 2,000 hours of training. It's becoming a shame on the qualified Ayurvedic doctors like us. So this is exclusively for the BAMS doctors, MDs and PhDs and super specialty in Ayurveda. Like, can we practice allopathic medicine with a weekend course? No. Can we prescribe antibiotics? Weekend course? No. Lifestyle consultant. So why don't they create the allopathic medicine as a lifestyle consultants and health coaches like that? And they go to India and the spa center, they spend time and get the certifications and bring the certificates, and organizations are recognizing for their own benefit for recognizing these things. So now the time has awakened, the time has came. We have such a wonderful people who are bestowed us and blessed us this wonderful meeting together, get together. And now we have scheduled, send in a program schedule for all of you. Every speaker will get a 5-minute speaking slot. And all the featured speakers will have an open platform for all of them. And during that time, they can speak. Today's theme is that empowering Ayurvedic doctors on a global platform. First of all, I wanted to tell you before starting of the session, these are the silent features. I put them together. Our BAMS doctors are qualified, well-qualified trained doctors, 5.5 years of full training program all over India, Sri Lanka, and Nepal, all the countries they are graduating. Our syllabus can be changeable a little bit here and there, and but the standards are created like that. We have also here guest of honor, Dr. B. Srinivasa Prasad, PhD in Ayurveda and President of National Council of Indian Systems of Medicine, recently established institution. And with his dynamic and visionary, all the things, we are going to come up with some nice things, and we are blessed to have him in our platform today. And we have today what we are going to do, we are going to come up with some nice points. The government of India is listening. Ayush ministry is listening. And everything is listening. And what we need to do, our people who are in the globally practicing in other countries, they are communicating, they are pointing out, it is directly going to our beloved Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, and our beloved Dr. Secretary, Dr. Rajesh Kotecha ji, and all the people, they are listening. Indirectly, they are not here, but they are getting this message. Their messengers are here. They are listening to these things, all the information. So our goal is that to bring the Ayurveda to Ministry of External Affairs. That is directly connected to the Government of India, Ayush Ministry. For that, MIA is external. We have a lot of consulate generals are there all over the countries, various countries, Tanzania, Colombia, all countries, USA, we have 5 consulate generals. And Ayush Ministry, we are strongly recommending from the BAMS qualified Ayurvedic doctors that Ayush Ministry to stand alone. A separate entity of the Ayush department has to be created, like Latvia, other countries are there, where they have Hungary and other countries they established. Every consulate general should have a small, one chair should be there from Government of India, Ayush Ministry. And their job is that they have to connect with all the BAMS qualified, institutionally qualified Ayurvedic doctors, not a quacks. We wanted to have qualified doctors, to list of the doctors, where they are practicing, what they are practicing, what is their strengths, and everything they have to get it. What is the liability insurances, how they carry, and everything they have to know about the A to Z. Then how they establish, they have established some practices such as they are manufacturing the products also. Like Virendra Sodhiji here, he is having a own company, Ayurveda manufacturing company. He has Ayurveda products are available. all over the country, people are buying those products. They don't need to depend upon India to export and everything. They are getting in India products. Their quality products are available here. Ayurveda. And we have a one director from each country, and locally the Ayurveda doctors, group of people, they connect with each other and they can connect with each other and identify the Ayurveda doctors, and having conferences sponsored by the Ayush and ministry and as well as Ayurveda doctors. So like in this country, MD, weekend he goes to this Bahamas and get a certificate. I'm an Ayurvedic doctor and a Vaidya. He is becoming a Vaidya. A surgeon, he is retired and becoming an Ayurveda practitioner. Why can't we become a medical doctors in one weekend? Why don't we get MBBS degree in one weekend? It is a shame on us. It is a shame on us. We have to think about that way. And education is different. Now, in our country, we are having an Ayurvedic doctors, AD, the degree they are giving. This is one other shame part of things like that. They are following whatever the USA is saying, and Australia, New Zealand, and Colombia, all small countries, and Southern African countries, all countries, they are following the same protocol of the things. It is becoming a khichdi of Ayurveda. We have to stand up like that, stand alone. And this is the thing with due respect, I would like to invite first speaker. As you know that every speaker will get five slots. We have 4 distinguished special guest of honors from India and Latvia, and 4 keynote speakers from USA, and we will discuss and listen to them valuable information. And if anybody wants to take a notes and write up these things, and please send it to us, we will send this information to our Secretary of the Ayush Ministry and as well as Prime Minister of India. This is the resolution we created, and we send it to them. And we'll continue our journey in every year. We'll continue our journey and progress. We wanted to see the progress report. Thank you one and all. 5 minutes over. Now, first speaker, guest of honor, Dr. Tanuja Nesri, MD, PhD Ayurveda, Director, All India Institute of Ayurveda, New Delhi, India. Dr. Tanuja. Okay, she's not available, and we can catch up with her. And next speaker, Dr. B. Srinivasa Prasad, BAMS, MD, PhD Ayurveda, President, National Council Ayurveda, Indian Government of India. So if anybody having a background noise, something
would you kindly to shut his audio? He's making a lot of background noise.
Mute. Yeah, ask everybody to mute. Yeah, background noise. So next speaker, guest of honor, B. Prasad, Srinivas Prasad is here. BS Prasad is here. Plus, sir.
Anyways, namaste to all of you. And it is good evening for me. Some people maybe good morning also. I think I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yes. Very good. Very nice. Also, let me compliment all of you for joining. And let me brief about our commission. In place of CCIM, earlier it was a Central Council of Indian Medicine. The Government of India has replaced it with the NCISM. It is National Commission for Indian System of Medicine. We have the one chairperson, and then we have 4 boards are there in that one. Board of Ayurveda, for which I am the president. And there is a board of Unani, Siddha, Savarikpa. Jagannathan is the president. And there is a board of medical assessment and rating, which inspects the colleges and give permissions, and which go also for rating also. Raghuram is heading that one. And there is one more board called registration and ethics. Rakesh Sharma is the one. This is the overall structure of the commission. And now earlier there was only permission giving, it was there. And now we have a very clear structure where we can think about the new curriculums, new courses, everything. And on the other side, apart from the giving permissions, there also get rating also there. The moment rating comes into picture, and there will be competition, healthy competition among the colleges. So definitely there is a race for the ratings, and the quality improvement definitely takes place. And when we think about the board of Ayurveda, and we are going for educational reforms. So we have brought out competency-based medical education in Ayurveda system. This is the first time we brought out this one. And there is even, it happened that once the chairman was in one of the meeting of WHO meetings, when somebody they referred him that he is from the president of CCIM, that time he was president of CCIM. Then some the WHO people told, yes, we know it's CCIM. Then he was surprised to know that why how the people at WHO are knowing CCIM. Then they laughed and told because it's the only one council, one body which has the smallest syllabus in the world. That way, it was surprise. Then when we look back that one, we have the Charaka Samhita Purvarda or Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana. Then second year we have Charaka Purvarda, then Uttararda. There's only one word, one line that was there. So that was the condition that time. Now we brought out the syllabus with the competency-based education, where we have defined competency for every small aspect of the syllabus, and we have defined what is the teaching technology to be used, what is the teaching methodology to be used, and how long to be taught that one, in what is the method, whether it is the theory or activity-based learning or practical training or field visit, that also defined. And then what is the assessment methods, that also we defined now. So that way it becomes a very, very clear, crystal clear syllabus, and minimum of 60 pages is syllabus. You can imagine now from one line to the minimum 60 pages, we have expanded the syllabus. Now today itself I have received from the Kerala, and then the first year which we have implemented, that examination was over, results announced today itself, and then they told entire state 80% is the results. And then Portugal College got 94% of the results, which is very amazing. And the entire state 80% results. That way, that has shown the results, how the curriculum, very useful curriculum, with a structured curriculum is going to give a result. And we hope that by 2030, we can totally transform the Ayurveda education, and where we will be going to have our competency will be much built up. And we are aiming of the global competency also. So that way we have taken all aspects of the education we have taken up now. And when I talk about the education reforms, apart from the syllabus expansion, we also wanted to sensitize our students in terms of various fields. For that, we have taken the online elective courses. Not in the topic of Ayurveda. They are topic apart from Ayurveda. Maybe, for example, technology, artificial intelligence, maybe robotics, etc. Likewise, various fields, even microbiology, biochemistry, manuscriptology, then the astrology, medical astrology. Likewise, we have gone to the diversified fields, and with elective courses we started. We make mandatory for 3 elective courses per profession. Each student, 3. That means totally 9 electives they have to complete before they complete the BAMS degree. So that way, we are going to sensitize these students in terms of various fields also. So this is one of the aspects of that one. Likewise, we have again to have the 360-degree approach of the personal development. We have also the sports class we have defined. We make it mandatory. Every week, 1 hour they have to play in the ground. And then we have recreation period, 1 hour per month. They have to have some recreation activity so that they can stress out, will be having them also. So and then library also period, we have specified library period. Otherwise, student will not have the time to go to library. So these are the various activities which we have incorporated in the syllabus and curriculum itself, which has given the result for us now, which we very evident from Kerala entire state itself. 80% results are there. So that way we have taken a lot of care. Now we are in the process of going for the PG restructuring, and maybe 10th of this month we have had one brainstorming session of some experts who are educationalists, not only from Ayurveda, from different fields, including IITs of the Delhi IIT. We are inviting experts who are educationalists, who are education technologists are there. So we are going to work it out on the PG restructuring so that we can have the in-depth or the vertical growth of each specialty. And at the end of the post-graduation, we have MBA Ayurveda in general. So there is no specialty grown vertically. So that gap we want to bring it out, and then we are going to restructure. We have to reform that one, and though after 10th, so we may definitely come out with a very good model of the postgraduate curriculum, where we can see that the post-PG is also going to be with good competency, and they become really specialists in that respective specialties. That's what we expect, that one that going to bring it out. And another one, we have grown in certain areas very enormously. Maybe in terms of cardiology, you think of cancer, you think of, or even the musculoskeletal. Likewise, many areas we have grown up very well. Even infertility also, which is growing globally, the Vajikarna branch. So then we thought we have to start DM courses so that we can further in-depth analysis, and then all the principles of the Ayurveda can be explored and be brought into the practice. For example, Panchakarma, before we start PG Panchakarma, it was not being practiced very well. The moment PG started in Panchakarma, we have grown very fastly, and now PG Panchakarma is globally aware and very well accepted branch now. Likewise, infertility, we have very good treatments are there, but we have generally randomly practicing. I used to call rubber stamp treatment. We have precision, so we thought that we will bring that one into the DM courses we are bringing out. So these are the reforms which we are bringing out. I think I'm extending the time. I think Rakshakar, yes, you can continue it. Thank you very much.
Dr. Prasad, for giving us such a wonderful information of a complete brief information about what is the NCISM is giving, and wonderful things you have shared with us. Thank you one and all. And Dr. Tanuja Nesri is here. Dr. Tanuja Nesri. And next speaker, next guest of honor, Dr. Shantala Priyadarshini, MS Ayurveda and Ayurvedic Academic Chair, University of Latvia. Dr. Shantala.
Madam, you are mute, madam. Unmute.
Unmute, madam.
Namaste, and a very big thank you to AAPNA and team and Vaidya Professor Shekharji. And a hearty congratulations to everybody who have joined on the global Ayurveda to empower the Ayurveda practitioners. And today I would be speaking about the global crisis that is slowly joining as a pandemic, that is the antimicrobial resistance. What can we do? Can we do something? Is it time for Ayurveda to wake up and do something about it? So WHO and the universities around the world have put up lights, go blue. The whole University of Uppsala University at Sweden has put on blue lights to create awareness that it is high time we stop thinking about how much of antibiotics we use, overuse, misuse, wrongly use of antimicrobials is something which we need to think. Because we are not only using for mild cases, for bacterial cases, viral cases, and now we are using it for agricultural purposes and to fatten the cattle and all this type of things. So agriculture and the farm. So that is something which is not only creating bad things, but it is also creating resistance. So we really need to think of all that and see how we can. It is not the solution is not like creating new antibiotics and creating more resistance. When Fleming was given the Nobel Prize, he did say that in some years we could develop a resistance. So my students usually ask me, do we have antibiotics? Do we have antivirals? Do we have steroids? Can we take the challenge of uh, taking up infectious disease? So we are not against life. We are not we don't have antibiotics. We have, yes, herbs are there which act against viruses, bacteria, but with a difference. It has rasayana to go along with that. So it is something which is very promising. Our Rishimunis were not fools. They created something which had the effect of antimicrobials, antibacterials, all that, but it did not cause resistance. So this is what we need to look at. It is empowering Ayurveda people. So we need to look at what we can do. We have been doing preventive treatment. It is like Sadvrutta, Shamana, Shodhana, and you have a big set of multifactorial uh, uh, approach. So it is like a holistic approach so that we can combat this antimicrobial resistance. So we need to look at it and take care of it. So apart from that, we have Manimantra Aushadha, Sadvrutta, Swastavrutta. Before we could start any um, Panchakarma or surgery, we used to have Panchakarma. We used to have all these factors, and we used to start treating at the Pura Rupa level. We had a big group of conditions wherein we could start management. So this is something which every Ayurveda person should be confident. I have been presenting papers on what we can do at the Pura Rupa level itself. So that is the approach, that it is time for Ayurveda people to wake up and start doing this type of treatment. We don't need more new antibiotics. We don't need something which will get resistant. We need to go back and see what Ayurveda and yoga can offer. Thank you very much for giving me such a good opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shantalaji. Namaste. And now, next guest of honor, Dr. Pratap Chauhan, all the way from Poland. He's on travel and he's able to stop over on the road and he's able to join with us. Thank you, Dr. Pratap Chauhan. Please join and unmute yourself and join.
Thank you. Am I audible, Shekharji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Namaste to all of you from Poland. I was on the road, so sorry, I have to just stop by. I'm not in a right location, but anyway, I think what I have just heard from the past two speakers is amazing, that the government of India, especially Dr. Prasad, already mentioned the steps being taken to improve the education system. What I'm going to share is my experience, because we work with a lot of Ayurvedic doctors in India. We have around 350 Ayurvedic doctors. And I was told that I have to speak on how to empower the Ayurvedic doctors. Apart from the legal issues and all the insurance and that stuff you will hear from other speakers, I think my take is, because I work with Ayurvedic doctors who come out fresh from the college, they are also experienced. One thing we need to empower the doctors, especially while they are in the college still, apart from the kind of syllabus they are being taught, is the practical knowledge. This is really missing. They don't get much opportunity for practical training and practical hospital training in our Ayurvedic colleges. And apart from that, because many of the doctors here are settled abroad, and outside of India, many countries, Ayurveda is practiced in a very different way. I'm sure AAPNA will share more about how we can do that. But I think we must look into like what we can offer in these countries. Ayurveda has a lot of areas to offer. It's not only just hardcore treatment. There are other things, like Swastavrata, or prevention, rejuvenation, or the old age, care is there. In Jiva especially, we have been doing a lot of work with something called empathy and compassion. This is one of our core values. And if we go back to Charaka and we just try to read again what are the qualities of a Vaidya, of course there is mentioned that one should be knowledgeable, he should have the knowledge of the Shastra, he should also have experience, and he should be also very daksha, being able to take some clever decisions. But my favorite one is the Shuchi. Shuchi is actually not just having some clean dress or wearing clean things, but it's all about what you're eating, what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're smelling. It's all what's going on in the Vedya has to be really very pure, at least to understand what is mentioned in our Shastra. And apart from that, a very big thing which I want to just share is that we have to do some kind of work on networking. The networking is missing, and especially the sharing of knowledge. Like in Jiva, we have created many programs for sharing. We have even like a team of senior doctors who visit our clinics. We have around 80 clinics in India. So a senior doctor sometimes goes and visits, and he just all day he's just observing how the doctor is taking history, how he's communicating with the patient, and how is managing the expectation of the patient. See, today in the world, all over the world, I travel a lot all over the world, people are looking for real Ayurvedic treatment. If we really want to take Ayurveda to the world, we have to create world-class Ayurvedic doctors, Ayurvedic physicians. And when I say world-class, it is not necessarily that they have to be expert in Shastra, which is very good, but they have to also be expert in like some management skills, time management, what I mentioned as sadbhav, compassion, empathy, and how to even understand. See, when you go to Poland, for example, I'm in Poland today. So I have to also understand what is the local culture, what kind of people they, what is their culture, what is their food, how to communicate with them. This is sometimes is missing. When our doctors come into the Western countries, they are just communicating in the way they are working in India, which is doesn't work here. In addition to this, I will request the ministry and the government people to create such courses also. I can definitely, and there are many people on in this group here who are settled abroad for so many years. They know all the style, how to practice, how to communicate, how to talk to people. I think some small courses should be made, or these doctors should be invited to the Ayurvedic colleges, and they should be given some kind of demonstrations or some knowledge right in the college, so that when they are in the student life, they learn all these things. Also, of course, government support is very much needed. Outside of India, there are Indian consulates, and we have embassies, and there is a very clear mandate and clear direction even from Ayush Ministry, from our Honorable Prime Minister to all the embassies, that they have to work to promote Ayurveda, Ayush, Yoga, and all the systems of traditional medicine. So there are many people, again, as I mentioned, working in America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So many Ayurvedic doctors are there. I think they should be recognized. AAPNA can help because they already have a list. And somehow they should work in coordination with our embassy, because the people who are in the embassy, they don't know really how to promote Ayurveda, but the people, doctors who are already working in those countries, they have so much experience. So some kind of a collaboration should be there with the government in the embassies. And in addition to that, of course, not to forget about that, we have to make sure that whatever we are doing, it is evidence based, it is research oriented, it has to be something which also suits the current population of the world. It's not that we are just talking in our own language. Some kind of integration is also needed, where we can even work with the modern medical professionals, and we can also try to get some kind of integrative approach to work together. So these are my some suggestions. I think it's a great work, Dr. Shekhar, that you are doing, and
Thank
I
you.
always appreciate you. I always talk about you, that you are doing something
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you. We
Thank
are
you
all
for
doing
inviting
together.
me.
We are all doing
Yeah, thank
together. That's the thing. I'm not
thank you,
alone doing.
thank you.
I'm instrumental
Yeah,
to all of you. Somebody has to take hold a poll. And thank you very much, Dr. Pratap Chauhan, taking a time from Poland. And he has given a very good point that the government of India trained Ayush doctors, BAMS, MD Ayurveda, PhD Ayurveda people who are practicing in abroad. They should be immediately appointed as a visiting professors of government Ayurvedic colleges and Ayurvedic colleges in India. And they have given an open invitation to them to come and speak in their colleges and about how Ayurveda is practiced globally. That is the thing, is brings the globalization of Ayurveda. That is the thing I highly recommend Ayush Ministry and NCISM, all the colleges, all the institutions and everything, they have to come up in this direction. And we will listen to this, our keynote speakers, Dr. Virendra Sodhi, first speaker. And I would like to invite him as a keynote speaker. And he is the foremost expert in the field of Ayurveda. He has done BIMS like all of us, MD Ayurveda. And then he came to here in the United States. He did a ND naturopathy degree, and he is established more than 35 years in Bellevue, Washington State and USA, and being a citizen here and practicing and establish his a lot of practice as well as thousands of patients he has seen, and as well as clinical practice is there, and he is a team of doctors working with them, and the whole family is dedicated to Ayurveda. He is a pioneer of Ayurveda. Welcome, Dr. Virendra Sodhi. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Doctor Sodhi. Sodhi ji. Hello, Sodhi ji. Dr. Sodhi. Unmute. Dr. Sodhi. Okay, we'll wait for him next. Next speaker, we'll catch him. Dr. Bhashwati Bhattacharya, who is a medically trained doctor, MD, Masters in Public Health, and as well as PhD in Ayurveda from Benares University Rashashastra Department, and citizen of America, USA, practicing Ayurveda and teaching and bringing of Ayurveda. First time when I came to this country, first thing I heard Dr. Bhashwati's name. I am very, very fortunate to have Dr. Bhashwati is here. Dr. Bhashwati ji,
Yes.
please
Dr.
join.
Chitra.
Where are you?
Thanks.
Okay.
Can you see me?
I'm seeing. Trying to...
See me?
Hello, Virendra ji.
Acha, you want to take Virendra first?
No, let me see.
Yes, yes, you are visible. You are visible and audible also.
He's talking to someone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want him to go or me?
No, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay. It's nice to see so
you.
many friends, colleagues, patients, students, and teachers here. I'm Bhashwati Bhattacharya. I know some of you, and I'm looking forward to meeting the rest of you. So I live in New York for part of the year in Manhattan, where I run the Dinacharya Institute, which was started in 2007. But I'm also a clinical assistant professor of modern medicine in the Department of Medicine at Weill Cornell Medical College in New York. And I have a few other activities in addition, which helped me to learn more about how to interface Ayurveda with the mainstream world. So what I see is from many different perspectives. Instead of just being an BAMS or an MBBS or one, I have several different places where I'm qualified, and I see how they look at the other fields. And I think one of the things that Ayurveda has that no other system has is this a real ability to prognosticate. So we can look at symptoms and know that it can go in this direction, this direction, this direction, depending on a lot of factors, whether it's the Dashavida Pariksha, which gives us a sense of where they're at and where they could be going, or whether it's understanding the Samprapti through the Purva Rupa and then to the current Lakshana, the current symptoms that are there, and drawing a trajectory saying it'll go this way versus this way based on their, Dosham, Desham, Balam, Kalam, all this. So what I would like to contribute to this group is that there's a real need for honesty, both on our pluses that we have, these amazing abilities to prognosticate, but also on the lacuna. So I'm very frustrated often when I see people being self-congratulatory about how much they've done when they've completely missed the mark. So for example, if we look at our audience, who is the audience that you are delivering your message to? What we find that in America, when we're looking at Ayurveda, we have to look at it very differently on the West Coast versus the East Coast. And whether they are people of Indian origin or whether they are people that are completely ignorant and learning about Ayurveda for the first time, often through their yoga interface. And they are not approached in different ways. And so that Vaidya that has that huge amount of knowledge completely misses the message that actually needs to be taken by the audience. And this is a big missed opportunity that happens again and again. In terms of the, I can talk for a long time about the education, because we've been teaching Ayurveda since 2007 to a wide variety of people, both modern doctors in America who want to integrate Ayurveda into their practice, as well as Indian people who want to learn more about Ayurveda because they learned it in childhood and then they become modern in the Western way. And then as they get older, they realize that Ayurveda has answers for their health that allopathic medicine doesn't have. In either case, when they come to learn, you know, the things that we learn from this syllabus, I just got an email today from some group that's talking about the RAV. It's called the AAPNA. It's the Ayurvedic teaching abroad. They're missing the mark. And they're missing the mark regularly. Even earlier speakers who were talking about the syllabus that they come up with, you know, those of us who analyze the syllabus, we have so much input to give, but nobody in the government wants to listen. So they continue on with their same, and nothing really changes. The way to monitor change is to see each group of your BAMS students that come out and how competent they are. And when I see BAMS graduates, they are not competent. They do not have the skills that I would even refer a patient to them. So ultimately, you want someone that you would refer your patients to. And if I count who I can refer patients to, that's the ultimate sign of competence. So I hunt for doctors that are wherever they are, whether they're in USA or UK or India or France. I just was in Europe for the last 1 month giving a lecture tour, looking for doctors who are competent. We all have lots of ideas of how that would happen, but it never translates over to these government officials who are kind of in power and making the decisions, because they themselves do not have their eyes and ears open on what's really going on. And I find this, I would say that I'm quite informed about what's going on, and I'm not being ignorant, just being a modern doctor, because I spent a lot of my time in Ayurveda. There is a big need for faculty development. That means maturity. That means really learning to use your senses to listen to other people. That means language and communication skills. And that means understanding not just the patient, but the colleagues. And that is very much missing. And we need to figure out how to do it and look at some of the best models for faculty development across universities in the world, that do focus on developing the human person that is the professor, so that they are teaching in ways that are useful for the students. And that's missing in most of the schools in the USA that are Ayurveda schools. So that's faculty development. We were talking about antimicrobial resistance before. Most of the Vaidyas that I talk to do not even understand antimicrobial resistance and what it actually means. And I have participated in several programs at national levels on antimicrobial resistance. And I find that there's a lot of, let's say there's a gap there. I know that the last thing I want to say is that research is something that everyone is talking about. And I have yet to meet a single person doing a research methodology workshop that knows how to actually measure research. Some of us have trained in this. I can give this workshop right now if I was asked to, but no one in India will actually ask people who know how to do research how to teach research. And so they continue on in their ways. The ways to measure this are called metrics. We need to come up with metrics and empower our doctors to self-assess for metrics. So even if I'm at my level, wherever I am, I should be able to say, am I competent? These are the measures by which I can self-assess. And that's going to help empower doctors, whatever level they're at. People have different aptitudes, different languages, and different interests, but they should be able to find a standard by which they can measure their own aptitude and their own abilities, their own competence, and then empower themselves that way. And with those words, I thank you for listening. And you can send me any private messages. I'll be here for some time.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhashwati Bhattacharya ji. And you have mentioned very good thing that when they are establishing the Ayurveda training in India is different. Global level, when they are doing, they have to invite the Western, those people who are practicing in abroad, they have to invite them. Ayush Ministry has to send invitations to them to involve in the syllabus curriculum, how it has to be established and everything. That is exactly we needed. This is the platform we are creating, that to aware them, the Ayush Ministry, whatever they are doing in India, what they are doing, that's a great work. That's no use for us. In India, whatever they are doing, that is only in their continent, what they are doing, they have legalities are there. They can do whatever the things they can do it. But whereas in abroad, what we are doing, Dr. Suhas is here, Dr. Virendra Sodhi is there, Dr. Bhashpati is here, I am here, Dr. Kaushik is here. We are the practitioners here. And these people has to be aware about that. These people has to be involved in the Ayush ministry to work with them, send the tickets to them, and let them come, spend a time with them, and what we can do it. That's exactly why you pointed out. Now, Dr. Virendra Sodhi ji, thank you very much. And Bhashpati ji, now Dr. Virendra Sodhi, are you there? Dr. Sodhi, you can unmute yourself. Unmute.
Well, yes, thank you, Shekharji. I'm taking a flight, so I'm on my way to the airport. So
Thank
I
you.
really thank you, all of you, and on coming on this wonderful topic here. The Ayurveda is global already. We know that. There's no doubt about it. But there needs to be standardization. And that's why I went to the naturopathic school, because I wanted to practice the way I want to practice in the country where I am living. And I think that was really good choice on my part, because, but I'm not saying that everybody who has to come to this country has to go to some medical school back again. But at that time, that was the only option I have. But saying that, I think the science has changed a lot since we were in medical school. I went to in 1975 to then on Ayurvedic medical school. There was no subjects being taught as molecular biology to even medical graduates. So we have to upgrade ourselves, and because the knowledge of molecular biology, biochemistry has certainly make us a lot more understanding Ayurvedic concepts. Previously the chemical model was, okay, you start from A and you go to Z, but that was not true. We knew that was not true, but we have no other concept to understand that. So these molecular biology concepts are making perfect sense in Ayurvedic terminology. So I think we need to teach our graduates the molecular biology, and that's, I think, Dr. Prasad, I think, brought up that. That's a really great, initiative by the government. Then I think the practicing people outside America, outside of India, there needs to be some standardization, and that standardization, that at least you are a graduate of certain university or college from India who are already licensed, and then we needed to recognize them, and maybe we are actually, a lot of different lobbies are working on this subject to create that a special kind of the privilege that they can have a certification. And I'm very much with the Dr. Shekhar and all other, that the people are creating that 4 months medical course, and they're calling themselves Ayurvedic doctors, which is really, really not the way it should be. So with all that, I think there's so many other intelligent people than me. They are all talking about different models. And I'm also for research. I did my fellowship in oncology. I just finished my second oncology fellowship. And because I specialize in oncology. And looking at the oncology model here, you can see that the current model of oncology completely failed. There is a less than 2% survival in stage 3 and stage 4 cancer patient. And we are butchering people with chemotherapy and radiation. And a lot more people die with chemotherapy and radiation side effects than if we just leave them alone. So Dr. Chauhan talked about empathy. I think that what we need to have more and show empathy to patient. And a lot of these people can be helped. I know there is a huge data available that the natural medicine works. In my clinic, we have so many patients who are stage 4 cancer, or they are in remission. Not 1, 2, 3. I can give you at least 100 examples where people has gone into remission. So there is a possibility, but can I call myself oncologist in this country? No, I cannot, because then they could shut me off. So, but that's a different subject. But I think what we have to do is we have to standardize it, provide the right kind of education if we practicing in America, and then go from there. So I think that is what I have to say, and I'm ready to listen to other folks. Thank you very much for bringing me on.
Thank you, Dr. Virendra Sodhi, for giving us such a wonderful, great information. And strongly recommend Ayush Ministry should invite honorably with Dr. Virendra Sodhi to join in the Ayush and the globalization of Ayurveda from the United States of America. I strongly recommend from the AAPNA and our Ayurvedic colleagues and everybody. He is the first one to be invited. Now, next speaker, Dr. Suhas Shirsagar. Suhasji is here, and let me take unpin him, remove pin.
I'm here.
Dr. Suhas Shirsagar is a BIMS MD Ayurveda and the director of the Ayurvedic Healing Center in Santa Cruz, California, USA. Now, welcome, Dr. Suhasji.
Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you and namaste. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. And great thanks and great appreciation to Dr. Shekhar for hosting the first Global Ayurveda Doctors Day. Very happy and proud to be connected and happy to be invited and speak to all my colleagues of Ayurvedic doctors worldwide. And I'm going to bring out a very different point that we often miss. And the point is, I see a lot of doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, my friends, my colleagues in India, as well as in US, not taking care of themselves. We are good at telling others what to do. We are not good at following certain things ourselves. We have a real situation in this country and globally, which is called as a physician's burnout syndrome, which is a job-related stress syndrome. And what we know currently, the current statistics post-pandemic, about 63% of the doctors and the physicians in this country, in the United States, feel and complain of total exhaustion, fatigue, and burnout. We run around and do too much of work with our patients, with our clients. And about 88% of these doctors, and the statistics comes from the National Institute of Health, where it documents clearly that 88% of the doctors are moderately or severely stressed. About 60% of the physicians would not even recommend their own children to take on medicine as a career itself. And it's a terrible statistics to talk about, because what I see currently with my colleagues, Ayurvedic doctors in India and here, is not taking good care of themselves, not following certain things, what they often recommend to their own patients. It's a sitting, sedentary job, physical activities, movements, emphasis on clean diet, and a healthy lifestyle. Ayurveda is a science which is the original lifestyle medicine, and we must probably walk our own talk before telling others what to do, because this physician burnout syndrome is a real thing. And what is happening is currently with our travels, with our education, with our so many different things that we do, is creating multiple layers of stress on our nervous system. It is affecting our sleep. We are feeling tired. We are feeling exhausted. It's almost to the degree we are losing the purpose and the very meaning of our life itself. It has been a noble profession all along. Is that right? We often say and glorify medicine as the most noble profession, because we say, Natvaham kame rajyam na swargam na punarbhavam, because I don't want any of these kingdoms. What I want to heal others, and more importantly, participate in their healing process while healing myself on this journey itself. So if this is the purpose and this is the journey that we are undertaking, and I was very impressed and happy with Dr. Prasad's comment that we are adding so many different electives in the training of BMS courses, where they are getting a little bit more impetus on yoga, Ayurveda, Jyotish, Vedanta, and various darshanas that we often talk in the very first year of Ayurvedic training itself. So creating an all-round training and helping them become better human beings first before you become better Ayurvedic doctors. Especially in the West, especially when you leave India and when you are out here practicing Ayurveda, you are the custodians of the authentic tradition of Ayurveda. And so the responsibility is even greater for you to maintain the purity and the clarity of this life, and not complain about the darkness around us, but try to be the light as much as possible for yourself, so that we don't have to dwell upon what others are doing, but how Ayurvedic doctors should think, behave, and act like. And I think I'm not being too moralistic about it, but the purpose is to become a good, stronger magnet so that not only people are attracted, because where we practice right now, here in the West, we know about 70-80% of the diseases are lifestyle medicines. There's no real cure from the Western medical perspective. 80% of the pharmaceuticals that are prescribed have no cure. They don't cure anything. They just abate symptoms to a certain extent. About 80% of the antibiotics that are produced worldwide are not even consumed by human beings. They're given to the animals, which make their way in the human system with what people are eating in terms of meat and animal diet itself. So I think we are into a situation where Ayurveda is going to become more and more popular as an original lifestyle medicine, as a true personalized medicine, as a true nutrigenomics, where we're talking about regulating genetics through the epigenetic perspective of Ayurvedic medicine. We have to become the true custodians, whether we talk about in India or in US. We have to learn the language. We have to improve the communication skills. We have to be more effective in imparting education to the fellow health professionals, as well as our students, as well as our patients itself. Because one of the most important thing, and I was very impressed with Dr. Pratap ji talked about, because the purity of the lifestyle, the thinking, all of that, taking good care of yourself will slowly become a way of living. It's not about what you're telling others what to do, but it is slowly becoming how you practice, how you preach. So I'm going to have all of you ask a simple question, because it's a self-reflective exercise. And we are here to not only tell others what to do or request what others' job is, but asking ourselves that who we are and what do we want. What aspect of my job do I like the most? Ask yourself a simple question. Every day you wake up and show up and see patients all day long. So ask yourself, what do you like about your job? Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel content with what you're doing? Because the answer has to be yes. You have to be excited and passionate about waking up every morning, showing up and doing and giving your best to all the patients without feeling exhausted, burnt out, and depleted. And am I contributing to something greater, bigger, better than myself? And if you answer all these three questions positively, I am sure the noble profession of Ayurveda is going to grow, no matter whether we have to compete with the Western medicine or anything else. The time is for Ayurveda right now. The time is for the true integration of Ayurvedic understanding, which is using all the multimodality training and aspect of education of Ayurveda. We must train our new incoming BMS doctors and fellow doctors and create a global worldwide community where we inspire, motivate, and more importantly, support each other. So once again, I thank you for inviting me for this wonderful talk, and I will continue to listen to all my friends who are better things to say about what we have to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Suhash Sagarji, for giving a wonderful thing about PBS, that is called, we have a channel is also the PBS, Physician Burnout Syndrome. That's a very interesting topic, and people have to think about the 2 points are very important. Swastha, Swasthya. Swastha means establishing your self-establishment of the good, healthy way. Then we can impart the good health to others. Swasthastha Swastha Rakshanam. Aturasya Vikara Prashamanam. That's the principles. First of all, we need to learn how to live healthy way ourselves as a physicians, as a practitioners, and then we can impart the knowledge to other people globally. Next speaker, keynote speaker, Dr. Somesh Kaushik. Somesh Kaushik ji. Let me take him as where is Somesh Kaushik? You.
I'm here, Shekharji.
Yeah, good. Somesh Kaushik ji is also senior most Ayurvedic physician, BAMS, and also he has came here to the United States and did a master's in hospital administration as well as a naturopathy degree also from Bastille University, and director of the Dr. Kaushik Clinic in Connecticut as well as in New York. He has 2 clinics are running and successfully, and his wife is also Ayurvedic naturopathy doctor, and a family of doctors are there. And we are going to hear from Dr. Kaushik.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you, Shekharji, for inviting. It was really good to hear from all the experts, Dr. Prasad, Dr. Chauhan, Bhashwati Dr. Sodhi, and Suhasji. So whatever actually I was thinking already been said so many times. So we always start with the basics of Ayurveda: physical medicine, mental, emotional, and spiritual. But I feel that every physician who is here practicing in the West or even in India, we have to cover all four aspects of health. Physically, definitely, we are dealing with a lot of people who are physically sick, mental sick, emotionally. But again, we also as physicians need to be physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually balanced. So spiritual health and the emotional health most of the time has not been even talked about. We also look at Ayurveda as somebody come from Vidya, the knowledge, and we always repeat same things over and over. Sa Vidyaya Vimakte, basically that is the way to go. But before we teach anybody else, we need to teach ourselves. Are we qualified enough, or do we have the knowledge, which not only the book knowledge, but also the clinical knowledge to practice medicine, practice Ayurveda? And again, a lot of things had been done in India. Great, thanks to Ayush Ministry and the new government. They are doing a lot of things. But again, we are here in the West, and we have this responsibility to teach our patients. When we are teaching our patients, we have to know their culture. We see people from India, people from who are born here, people who came from Europe, Middle East, from all over the world. Knowing that culture is extremely important. Communicating with them is important. What they eat on regular basis, knowing that diet, and also knowing that their lifestyle. Many people who are working the day shift, morning shift, in the evening shift, all that is extremely important. So knowing that actually is really important. There is not enough education at this point where a new graduate who moves to US actually can learn those things. And when they start practicing, especially in India, when you are seeing 100 to 200 patients a day, and they come here and we have to deal with their basics, the diet, what you eat and how you cook. Even though I've seen people who you tell them easily, make a tea out of it. There are people who have not made a tea in their life. So you have to just go over the basic. You take ginger, you take clove, you take cardamom, you boil them. How much water? All the basics. So you spend time with them. So the patience is extremely important. And that actually I've been talking about Dr. Chauhan, the empathy. You need to be really passionate of what you are doing. How are you going to change the life of this patient by not only giving them some herbs so that you will calm down the symptom, but also looking at and talking to them the root cause of the disease. So the cause has to be basically found out, where you talk if they're working in a place which could be exposing them to certain chemicals or heavy metals, exposing them to the bacteria or parasite, and also how you suggest them to prevent themselves not from the future exposure, but also how would you take it out from their body. So knowing more about all the tests available, all that knowledge available, all the physicians who are licensed around you, you can communicate with them and you can coordinate them and share patient. If you need a blood test, definitely you should be able to refer a patient to them. And that also brings us to the knowledge. If you are not able to understand their language and not able to communicate with them, how would you talk about that? So Dr. Bhashwati brought a really important point where research and communication and knowing about all these things available is really important. And like Dr. Sodhi, I also went to naturopathic college just because I had to learn all these modern techniques and the scientific language so we can practice. But again, unfortunately, there is not enough funds for research in the Ayurvedic and also the naturopathic community. And so there are some restrictions. That's where we come as a coordinating with the medical doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, naturopathic doctors, chiropractors, whatever you can bring, because knowing more is always good. And again, it doesn't matter how much knowledge you have when it comes to medicine, when it comes to treating your patient, when it comes to curing your patient, there is not enough. More you learn, better it is. I'm not going to talk for longer, but I will tell just one thing. Shloka comes to mind from the Sushruta Samhita. Ekam Shastram Adhiyano Na Vidyat Shastra Nishchayam. That's really important. Tasmad Bahu Shruta Shastra Vijaniyat chikitsakah. So if a chikitsak knows more, not enough. More and more and more is better. And with that, thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Dr. Somesh ji, given a wonderful examples and bringing of all the people, all the speakers who have silent features, what they mentioned, these things, and bringing them together, all the people. And now we will wait for Dr. Tanuja Nesri. Still, she is here. Dr. Tanuja Nesri, please come and join. Let me see if I'm able to unmute you. Gallery, I can bring the gallery setup. Okay, Tanuja Nesri. Okay. Good. So now we have concluded the guest of honors and as well as the keynote speakers concluded with that. And I would like to give a small brief information to all of you, what they are conveying, this message and everything. I came up with some great idea of, remember this today is not a regular Ayurveda conference day or something. We are not doing any conferences here, no PowerPoint presentations, no educational things like that. Here is a more and more in a form of such a global platform, how to bring these things. That is the reason Global Ayurveda Doctors Day, not an Ayurveda Practitioners Day. We are Ayurvedic doctors, Ayurvedic physicians, okay? Ayurvedic Doctors Day, this is specially we have started first Global Ayurveda Doctors Day to recognize who is a crow, who is a swan, or who is a duck, who is a swan. We wanted to join in the swan group or a duck group. Which one is better? It's the way you need to look into that way. I wanted to empower you like that. Here clearly, a koila or kawa. जब तक दोनों एक ही तरफ रहता है, एक ही जैसा रहता है. Then when they started to singing, koila will sing beautifully, kawa, cow, cow, cow. Then we know that Ayurveda practitioner and Ayurvedic doctor is different. So we wanted to distinguish these two qualifications like that, empowering of Ayurvedic doctors on a global platform. So we come up with some resolutions and some points here. I would like to invite, request Government of India Ayush Ministry to identify 108 Ayurvedic doctors who are practicing in their countries, respective countries, USA, Nepal, Australia, New Zealand, and Mauritius, Latvia, all the countries, 108 doctors. All the 108 doctors are paid in either economy class or business class, fully paid tickets to India, hosting and boarding and everything provided. In 5 days, a global consortium of Ayurveda conference to be conducted by the Ayush Ministry. It's all entirely provided by the Government of India, and all the resolutions has to be made only BIMS, MD Ayurveda, PhD Ayurveda people only, not MD allopathic medicine, chiropractors and naturopathy doctors. Somebody who is practicing Ayurveda, integrating Ayurveda into their practice, they cannot come. Like we are not allowed to practice allopathic medicine. We are proud to say ourselves that we are Ayurvedic doctors. We like to practice only Ayurveda. If we wanted to go into the medical school, we will done long time back, 30, 40 years back. We can go to the MBBS course. We can promote Ayurveda, modern medicine. Now we have to practice. And when the modern medicine doctors are wanted to refer the cases, complicated cases, they can refer to us. Same way, when we have cases are there, we'll refer to them. Some conditions are there, and oncology, some diseases are there where the medical doctors can take this department there and they can handle it like that. An emergency case is there, then we can refer to them. Whereas it's integrating together like that. It's not necessary that I wanted to get, now I studied for 9 years of medical school, Ayurveda medical school. Now I have to go to the chiropractic school. Now I have to go to the Ayurveda naturopathic school. No, instead of that, let me practice my own system of medicine, and we have to enhance our quality of education more and more stronger, like Dr. Prasad, Dr. Virendra Sodhi, and all the people, Dr. Kaushik, Dr. Bhashwati, and all the people, what they mentioned, that we have to enhance their knowledge, continue education, like CME credits and extra continue education, microbiology, and all the courses, we can take it more, and we can enrich the knowledge to become an enhanced way to look into that. And then each and every practitioner, these practitioners who are 108 identified Ayurvedic doctors from abroad, come together and create a global syllabus. Not alone India. Indian government is not having a control on the Western countries and the globalization of Ayurveda. We need to identify first, these people are directly connected to the Ministry of External Affairs. They're directly connected with them. And any communication is happening, Ministry of External Affairs has to communicate with the local Ayurveda doctors, and they reverse in the Indian government, all are controlled way like that. In a systematic way it is going. Then syllabus has to be created and everything can be created. And what are the protocols, and every country wise we have to create a book, a manual for the Ayurveda practice, legalities, legal aspects and everything. At that time, then we can empower the government of all the countries, like administrations and all the countries. We can showcase because our mission, our Indian mission is powerful in their own respective countries. And they understand our language. Recently, I was invited to come to Peru, and where we have trained Ayurvedic doctors, Ayurveda to the Western trained medical doctors for 5 days. What is the thing happened? I was invited. Similar way, we wanted to have Ayurvedic doctors to be invited to the various embassies. By the embassy, local embassies, they have to work on that. This is the best way to do it. Ayush Ministry, Government of India has to create a special cell and to work on that and creating strongly. I strongly recommend. And they need a support, AAPNA, our board of directors and board of advisors and our members and global people will participate with that program and everything. Identify them. Government of India in India, New Delhi, they have to create 108 doctors, Ayurveda doctors, all over except India, all countries, what they are doing. India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka already established their own established countries are there, established syllabuses are there, and they don't need to worry about that. The countries where the Ayurveda is not legally practicing or legally licensing procedures are not there, established courses are not there. That's the countries we wanted to take it. So with due respect, now I would like to give this opportunity for, we don't have any individual speakers. We are not going to ask the individual speakers. What you do, if you wanted to, because we have already about 37 participants are there, even though we have 135 people registered today. Out of that, we have 37 here, holding here. And then some people would like to speak. And it's an open platform. We keep it like that. And we'll have a discussion. That doesn't mean that we have to stay all the time 2 hours like that. You can give your points. And after recording is done, we will be sharing with all 130 participants. We'll send in a YouTube link to all of you. You can download it. You can listen to that. And we also strongly recommend that if you're able to give small synopsis of this information, what you listen and all these things, then we can put a protocol. Dr. Bhashwati Bhattacharya is there, and we can write up some small information to them. And the Ayush Ministry, and of course, Dr. Rajesh Kotaja is here, but we can communicate with them, and we can send it to the Ayush Ministry and as well as Minister for Health and Ayurveda. Those people also, Sabranandji and all the people, various people who are there, officials, we can send this, what is protocol we can done like that, what is our final resolution. 3 points we can communicate with them. That way, if our job is to ask, whether they do it or not, that is their job. Asking is no problem. So we are not beggars here. We are not beggars here because we have our own practices here. We establish our own practices there. We are citizens of America and various countries. People establish their practices and everything. But what we are doing, to bring the globalization of Ayurveda is very important that not only the people who are practicing a chiropractor, a medical doctor who is practicing short-term courses he has taken, established the MOUs with the universities in India, that is not a way to establishment of government of globalization of Ayurveda. Globalization of Ayurveda means full form of training, how Ayurveda taught in India fully. Similar way, we wanted to establish similar courses, similar establishment like that in abroad also, like a BAMS course established and given the full license, and herbal gardens has to be developed. We have students are here, some of my students who are developing the ashwagandha, shatavari, brahmi, all the plants, and they can grow. And we have warehouses, we can develop the things like that. Some farmhouses, we can develop this, all the plantations and everything. Sometimes they can come to the clinical practice purpose. They can come to India, they can work there. And as a volunteers, they can work in the hospitals and everything. And strongly recommend the government of India. Here, a lot of colleges are there, college deans are there, college directors are there, professors are here. I strongly recommend that if you are interested to invite any of the Ayurvedic doctors who are practicing Ayurvedic doctors, remember, BAMS, MD Ayurveda, PhD Ayurveda, okay? And those people, if they are planning to come to India, at that time, create a visiting professor invitation letter to them. All the people who are here working, ask them, join as a visiting professor in your institution or university, where invite them. You can give initially you may not have budget. What you can do, you can give at least local transportation. If they are landing in India, anyhow, I am coming to India to see my family. You don't need to, I'm not asking you to pay my flight ticket. I'm asking you domestic flight ticket and accommodation, food, local transportation, and we can give the information, clear information as a visiting professor. We can give the information to you and inspire the students, more and more students. Remember, once upon a time, a BAMS student or MD Ayurveda student, we get every day a lot of students who contact us. Dr. Shekhar, I landed in Canada, what should I do? I landed in Jamaica, what should I do? I landed in Lithuania, what should I do? I'm a BAMS graduate. This is the problem, is that's the thing. They are coming and they don't know what to do, and finally end up with working in the gas stations or something, other courses they are doing and everything like that, or some Patel stores, they are working in the Patel Mart like that somewhere, or somewhere we are working there. Instead of that, let's work on that. They have passion for something that Ayurveda to empower like that, because dedication is important. 5 years, they destroyed their time, valuable time. It's not like a simple time. At the age of 17, they are joined. Remember, 17 and 18, 12th grade, they are joining into with the big dream. With the big dream, they are coming out. They are joining into the Ayurveda school. And with seeing the seniors and professors and colleges and all these things, oh my God, let me do it MD Ayurveda or MS Ayurveda. Then after doing of MS Ayurveda, these things, and then option they go for the PhD level. So these are the people are very well trained Ayurvedic doctors in India. Those come out here and they don't know what to do. Why? And for that, you need help. You need your Ayurvedic colleges in India need a help. Sri Lanka colleges need a help. And Nepal colleges need a help. Where the license, because just you are producing the licensed Ayurvedic physicians, and you have to have a global platform has to be created. Global platform, in that you can create a chamber. You can request the Ayush ministry, ask them that, hey, this is the recently we attended a global Ayurveda doctors day. In that they've come up with some ideas for us, and we wanted to create an establishment of one department, global department. In that we identified some Ayurvedic doctors, like a Bhashpati is here, Dr. Suhas Shersagar here, Dr. Vivek Shanbag here, Dr. Amitabh Guman is here, Dr. Shekhar is here, Dr. Virendra Sodhi is here, and Somesh Kaushik here. And these are all the Ayurvedic doctors here. And can we invite them into the respective colleges, like either Bengal or Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, or Kerala, any Ayurvedic colleges, not only Indian private colleges having liberty to invite anybody. I got this many visiting professors, associate professors like that, degrees like that, certificate, letters from them. Not government. Government has to send. Government letters has to send. I'm asking, once the government letters are there, like a Jivaji University, they invited as a visiting professor. They have given invitation as a visiting professor. By losing nothing, there is no monetary benefit or nothing is happening there. And it is a very nominal fee. We are not asking that give me a tickets and everything. We are asking that to give a letter to them, and we will come and inspire you, and we will connect with you and everything. Then these are the people who are visiting professors can be taken. For example, we can take a criteria. If, for example, if a person who is an Ayurvedic doctor who goes in 10 colleges, he goes and teaches these things, inspire the students and everything, then those persons can be invited in Ayush ministry and the globalization of Ayurveda to bring it. Some resolution has to come up. We'll come up with ideas with the Bhashpati ji is here, and Somesh ji is here, and Virendra Sodhi ji is here, and Suhas is here. We are all the team of people are here. We will work together, and we can bring the points together, and we can share with you. And you have to be ready, take a pen and paper, draft a letter, and invite them as a visiting professors to your institution. So this is strongly I recommend from the global Ayurvedic platform, global Ayurveda doctors. Resolution 1, then you have to strongly recommend that, sir, in Ayush ministry, you have to ask either private colleges and as well as government colleges has to request that way. Just taking the salaries is not sufficient, and retirement is not sufficient. We are never retired. I am 60 now. I'm not retired. I'm newly renovated. Today only I joined the Ayurveda school. That means I started my Ayurveda practice now, today. Today 60, I started my practice. Live for 120 years. Live for 120 years. That is the mission has to be there. Work hard and make sure that inspire the people and success will come. That's the thing is our goal is that we invite all the people to come and join with us and send invitation letters. If you need any information, Dr. Bhashpati's contact number is required. Any college officially they are sending letters. Oh, Dr. Shekhar, we don't have a Dr. Bhashpati's email address is there. We wanted to invite for as a visiting professor. Come on, send a letter to me. I will forward to her, and she will communicate with you. Same thing with Suhas Shirsagar, Virendra Sodhi ji. I wanted to see every Western in abroad, whoever Ayurveda doctors are there, Dr. Shekhar, we are connected to them. And now we will be going there, not only visiting my parents and my brothers and sisters and family and everything. And I am definitely going to this college. They are providing me these things. Last time I went there in India, Madhya Pradesh college invited me to come there, and they created MOU with us. We have documentation is there. And let us create MOUs. Simply by working there, oh, we can do it and we can give a lecture on this. I want to have a black and white document. Black and white document is to be provided to all the people, and then it's the proof. I can show you the proof here. I can show the proof. I have all the certificates here. Documentation here. This is the thing, documentation is very important. This is the thing. And not only 1, 3, every year I go there, I have 15 colleges, institutions having MOUs. It's all, some are government, some are non-government NGOs. We wanted to have government institutions. Now we are in collaboration with the Rajasthan Ayurveda University, government institution. Now they are requesting, Vice Chancellor is asking that MOUs we wanted to create various institutions. Same way, All India Institute of Ayurveda. All the different institutions has to be provided like that. Create in a globalization, but work with the Ayurvedic doctors only. That's very important, because we understand our pain. We understand your pain and our pain. We know that we came from the same. Our mother is the same. What I can say that our mother is the same. We are not dhatris. We are the original paternal mother family, same family. We came from the same institution, whether it is a small college or big college, whatever the college is there are more than 3,000 BAMS colleges are there in India. All the 3,000 Ayurvedic colleges and the postgraduate centers and everything. Let them come, let them speak, let them exchange. views and practice and what they are doing and everything. Then we have developed the connections with that, and we can do the conferences like that. Not like a simply by Ayurveda practitioners are coming and they are practicing that. Oh, Ayurveda is a yoga. Ayurveda is a spirituality. Ayurveda is a tantra, mantra, yantra. It's not like that. Remember, this is the thing is very, very important for all of you. And it's important to share this wisdom. We are here to support you and everything. Please write an email to us. We'll be happy to connect. Any education institutions are there. You ask if you are working in your institution as an assistant professor or associate professor, go and talk to your dean. Go and talk to your vice chancellor. And yesterday I was talking to one of the Sri Lankan vice chancellor, doctor, Ayurvedic doctor, and she said that she is going to connect with the vice chancellor of the Sri Lanka, and she wanted to create an MOU with our institutions. And not only that, I'm not only one. I wanted to have connecting with that. For example, Bhashpati is going to Sri Lanka, and she can go and visiting professor go to that institution. Speak about that. And same way, we have to have, if they are planning to come this side, they can come also. We are inviting them also to come, similar way. We have to work on that. That is the only way globalization of Ayurveda can take place. And this is our platform is that how to practice Ayurveda, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, we don't need to teach. Here, our platform today's conference day is that, today's meeting day is that empowering of Ayurvedic doctors, empowering Ayurvedic doctors. Clear, the word is very clear. Empowering Ayurvedic doctors on a global platform. This is our slogan, and this is the theme. Every year we are going to do similar way, October 3rd. Every year we are going to do, next year will be second Global Ayurveda Doctors Day. Similar way we do it. If anybody wanted to share other featured speakers, Dr. Tanuja Nesri is here. She may not be here. She may have some other meetings are there. But any other people wanted to speak, you are most welcome to speak, and unmute yourself and speak. If any questions you have, we can take the questions also in chat box. We have questions are there, and we can take some questions there. And let me take these questions.
Can I speak?
Yes,
I'm
go ahead.
Parul Joshi.
Parul Joshi, yes.
I have been practicing for more than 42 years.
Yeah.
And my experience is both as an academician also and as a clinician also. Though I am retired, people say that post-retirement, we are not able to see because it seems you are even busier than you were when you were in job. Sir, I want to share some moments, very pleasant moments. My certain students are related with other countries. One Preraksha is affiliated with 37 countries. He goes there and is more than 30 years now. He's going outside to give lectures, and he has very positive inputs. He founded a pump for asthma patients, and he has got very positive responses from them. As per my subject, that is Prasuti Tantra Stri Rog, I think there needs to be global awareness that Ayurveda has many, many things to give to the global village, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And Prasuti Tantra, which is a probably neglected subject in Ayurveda, if you go through the syllabus, they are talking about modern points only. So I think that whenever you recommend, I would love to see that in the recommendations that talk about Ayurvedic Prasuta Paricharya, Ayurvedic Sutika Paricharya, Ayurvedic Dhatri Paricharya, Ayurvedic Navajat Paricharya. If that is included in the syllabus, I think we'll be able to do wonders. We have so many things. I had, with my team, I had put a recommendation in 1992 to the WHO for Navajat Paricharya, but there was no outcome. So if we follow our Ayurvedic principles, I'm sure we'll be able to do wonders, even in immunity section. If the child is provided the necessary treatment in the first few hours itself, we are going to build up the child's immunity. That's all I wish to share. Thank you so much for hearing me.
Thank you, Parulji. That point is very good. And now since 10 years, I go to the University of Pennsylvania Nursing School, and as a nursing students, they take the Ayurveda program, Ayurveda for Women's Health. There is a midwifery students, they will take the course. October 23rd, every year I go. This is the 10th year I'm going there and to give the lecture to them, 3-hour lecture for them. We bring the points about these things. And the University of Pennsylvania Nursing School midwifery department, already they came to Tanjavur with the government of India, Ayush Ministry, nurses, they worked with them. Already they're incorporating some of the points. But again, as such, the problem is that here, the legal aspects of the things, that who is practicing, what is practicing. If any problem comes, 18 years until the baby is grown up, you are liable for your entire life. If you become mentally sick, you will be liable for that. So legal aspects are very, very important here. It's not like in India, if you are practicing 50 years or 100 years, whatever you are practicing, Ayurveda is different. The countries where you are practicing legal aspects are completely different. And we can understand your situation. But the thing is, already we are doing midwifery program and doula programs are there. And again, these are the licensed professions. Evidence-based professions are required. Then Ayush Ministry has to bring all the showcase of the evidence-based standards of Ayurvedic education and everything, a booklet. Why Nityam Snanam Acharet? Why we need to take a bath every day? The guy in Russia, he cannot take a bath for 15 days. I have seen the patient who is not taking bath for 15 days. He is not taking shower also. 15 days. He doesn't need to take shower 15 days. Whereas in the person who is in Kerala and Mumbai, he has to take 10 times per day shower. Why? You sweat a lot. And that is the difference between the country to country. Ayurveda globalization is how it happens like that. People will live. Alukam ninjayet means potato is contraindicated, not is good for the people. Whereas in potato is used in Russia. In Idaho, there is one state, Idaho in USA, potato is highest growing potatoes are there. Idaho state. So it's the thing is that how the globalization of Ayurveda, because Kupastha Manduka, the word philosophy, you know that Kupastha Manduka, we are all becoming a Kupastha Manduka. When you are living in the country, you will become like that. And again, you mentioned the point of the Prerak Shah is traveling all the countries and everything. What is the legal status? Legal status to practice in the various countries. As a visitor coming, as a legally practicing country, like a social security number and all the different things are there. Or under the table we are working. Can I work in India? No, I cannot work in India. I don't have a license in India, unfortunately. My license is expired. I'm not allowed to practice in India as an Ayurvedic doctor. Why? Because the government of India, I have licenses are there. I cannot give practice of Ayurveda even though I'm licensed in India. I have to revoke and bring the license back again. I have to pay my bills and everything. I'm licensed, they're only licensed to practice Ayurveda. I can come to India, but I'm not allowed to practice Ayurveda. I can teach Ayurveda, but I'm not seeing any patients. Legal aspects, I'm not going to take any legal aspects there from India. That's the thing is very important, that how the people are traveling. You all can travel. That means people who are having a lot of visas, they can come to. Yesterday, I got an email from somebody that Dr. Shekhar, I got a visa. What type of visa? Tourist visa. Tourist visa, a lot of people. How many people having a lot of tourist visas? Everybody having a lot of people having a tourist visa. Tourist visa means you are allowed to come to visit the countries. Niagara Falls, you can travel. New York, you can travel. And all the different cities you can travel. Are you allowed to practice in this country? Do you have a liability insurance is there? How can I host you? And this is not a showcase. I have traveled 38 countries, 40 countries and everything like that. This is the how you are practicing. That's a very important. Misleading information, wrong information giving and hopes to giving. This is the wrong thing is happening. Deportation can happen. Once the deportation has happened, you are not allowed to enter into this country anymore. Be careful and what they are saying to you, what they are doing like that in other countries, what they are doing. You are allowed to come to the country to speak. Dr. Bhashpati, understand, doing a conference. I am doing a conference. Various conferences are there. You can come and speak. And you are asking Dr. Bhashpati, I would like to arrange some consultations for me. I will take money, or you collect money and you give me some money. That is not a way. Who is liable? This is the thing is very, very important here. We have to be very careful what you are practicing, how you are practicing, how you are promoting the thing. Abroad means only the thing is that the best way to practice is that the government of India has to involve. Ayush ministry has to be involved. Until the government of India is not involved, it's not going to happen. Globalization of Ayurveda is not going to happen. And they have to showcase these things. And there is an international liability insurances, we can take it. And those are the things are very, very important. And even if we have a liability insurances are the professional liability insurance, malpractice insurances are there. They will not give you. I asked them that, hey, my friend is coming from India. Can you give the liability insurance? Sorry, we cannot give. He should be a US citizen. Or he is living in the country of 180 days continuously. He has to live here. He has to pay the taxes here. That's the thing is very important like that. You are going to see your daughter or son and delivery of the baby and everything. You are coming here, visiting the country. It is not allowed. It is not allowed to do it like that. Illegal things we cannot be doing, because already one thing is that illegal things, if you wanted to be in jail, you are most welcome. We have a lot of seats are there in jail. We can put you in the jail. Immigration department can be deport you. But don't do anything illegal. Do no harm principle. It's very important. Be legal. Be professionally do it. You are not a quack. There are 1.7 billion population in India. India is surpassed all the world population. All are healthy in India? Come on, tell me. All are healthy? Why you are not making everybody healthy in India? This is the thing is important that you can do it like that, showcase the cases like that, document it yourself like that, send this documentation to the government of India. And how many cases you have done, how much result is there, share your secret information formula to the government of India. Then they may manufacture some good product. They can share it with these things. When you die, you don't take your formula with you. You don't know anything what you do. And your wisdom has to be shared. That's the thing is important. No secret here. Thank you. Anybody?
Sir, namaste.
Namaste.
Dr. Prakash here from Tumkur, Karnataka, India.
Yes.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You told in India nobody is healthy. Majority people are ill because of the lifestyle disorders. People are not following that food habits and all those things, which everyone know that. And most probably nowadays what we are seeing, lifestyle, one among the lifestyle disorders, that is a disc related problem, IVDP, or spine disorders, musculoskeletal, because of the vehicles or roads in the transport in India are not as at present era. The people are suffering with at elderly age, 20-25 years. People also suffering with the spine disorders such as IVDP, intervertebral disc prolapse, as well as sciatica problem. So many things are there. Maybe the transport, a road, etc., food style, etc. For that, in India, a lot of treatment available, which as told in Ayurveda, we can consider that is Grudrasi Vata. In Grudrasi Vata, clearly mentioned that Ayurveda, that is Erandamula Nirobasti, Churna Basti, or Vaitrana Basti, so many Basti Chikitsas has mentioned. So people are not reaching to Ayurveda, they are reaching to the allopathy system of medicine, where they diagnose as a sciatic problem or a disc problem. They are operating, they are advised as a decompression of the spine as well as a surgical intervention. So each and everyone is not affordable, but in Ayurveda, which has very good treatments are available, we can make the spine problem clear by the Ayurveda Panchakarma Chikitsa. Very wonderful result what we are studying here and what we are giving result. So this is a one example which you have told mentioned, sir.
I will tell you one thing. Here you are missing 2 points here. You clearly mentioned in the first sentence that the roads are not good and people are getting sick. And people in their house, they're making in marble stones. Whereas
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
all the dirt they throw on the road. And
Yes, sir.
Swachh Bharat is not happening there. And we paid in my village, I paid some money for making the road for my area. Everybody started making their own road, then it will be no problem. First thing is that, what's the thing is that? First, you have to bring the awareness to the public. So, Nidana Parivarjana is highly mentioned. You are talking about Vaitarna Basti and all the Bastis and everything. That is the secondary part. First, as an Ayurvedic doctor, what you do, you create a pamphlet and local panchayat, you go there and create a pamphlet.
Yes, sir.
Make sure that the roads are clean and everything is there. Dustbins are kept it there properly and clean roads are there. Lighting system is there properly and everything. And people will not have any problems. Nidana Parivarjana is clearly mentioned. How many pastis you do, no use. But
yes.
First what you do, instead of doing of Ayurveda practice, first you make a Swachh Bharat t-shirt, you put it. First clean the roads, start cleaning the roads. Once you start cleaning the roads, people will come to you. Doctor Saab, आपने काम कर रहे हैं, मैं भी आता हूँ आपके साथ.
Sure, sir. Definitely, sir. I will take
exactly
it. Exactly
what you needed to do. Swachh Bharat dalo, or then take photo, put it in Facebook, and do it. Make them to show that way. And also another thing is that is the benefit is that you get exercise. You will be removed from the diabetes and the cholesterol problems and all the problems and other health problem benefits will be there. First of all, you will be doing good. Then after that, we do it. And next year, we will meet again. Okay. Until that, you can do what progress you have done. Let me know. Thank you very much. Next person.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, namaste.
Yeah.
Myself, Dr. Ashwini Kolur.
Yeah.
From Karnataka.
Yeah.
Sir, myself, I'm running my own clinic and being a surgery department. I know all Ayurvedic physicians, we have many more challenges and we all are discussing today our own different challenges in different countries. And I thank AAPNA platform, which connects all globally. And I find myself very blessed to communicate with you all, sir. I have one small diet being a Shalyatantra department surgery. As like we are practicing day to day, all the procedures as like comparatively same like the procedures done in modern science, just like gradrasi, sciatica, different painful conditions also we are resolving. Fistula cases we are day to day the practice we are doing. Just I'm very curious to know that what is the role of surgery in America or other different countries? How do you all are practicing, sir? I'm just very curious to know about that. As
we
like in
we don't do surgery here. We don't do surgery here. Non-surgical procedures, we do it here.
Because BAMS itself has a BAMS, Bachelor of Ayurvedic.
I know that. You can say that anything. You can say MS surgery, you do it.
Challenge.
That is all degrees are given in India.
But
think about that. Like think about that. You have a driver's license of your country. Can you drive in other country?
It's like that. Okay.
Same thing. Okay. And a similar way, same thing that you have a license is given to the Ayush Ministry. And when you are doing surgeries and everything, you are taking consent of the things that the patient, that you have to be taken each and every patient to take a consent that you are an Ayurvedic surgeon, not a Western surgeon. You have to write it. You are not a medical surgeon. You are licensed to practice of Ayurvedic surgeries. And at the same time, anything comes, patient dies also, I'm responsible for these things, or he is responsible for these things, and legally and everything, you are consensus like that you are taking, and you can practice there, and you have a liberty to practice everything as many as you, because you are qualified to practice. We don't need to surgery, we don't need to make money through the surgeries only. We can do a lot of things other than that. We can make a lot of millions of dollars, we can make it here without surgery. So Charaka is superior than the Sushruta. Remember, Charaka is superior than the, and surgeons are considered as mlecchas.
So not
Okay.
sir, here Agni Karma.
And also
Kshatra
barbarians are called surgeons. Okay. I don't want to promote like that way, that because surgeons will get
No, no,
like that.
no, not
There is a-
allowed.
there is a
Not
surgeons
allowed.
are there is surgeons are required where there is
Sir, Mana Sharira Badakrani Shalyani. Even the Mana factor also comes in Shalya, where we are removing, because I have done my psychology as well as surgery. Both are
exactly
things I have done.
the Shalya part. The
Even I know
Shalya
the
part is
psychology.
the Shalya part there. Manas Sharira means if a person is having depression, what type of surgery you will do it? If a
Yes,
person
sir. We
having
will be depending
insomnia,
on the
insomnia
Agantuja
is
Karana.
there.
If the person is having depression, the
Yeah.
external factor will involve in them.
Exactly. So here two factors are very important here. What I wanted to say here, surgeons are required. Ayurvedic surgery department is
So
very
last
important.
resort for Ayurveda is surgery itself. In
Exactly.
Ayurveda also
The
it's
surgical
explained.
procedure is very, very important. They can do surgery. It's only pertaining to the India only. Or if you are in Sri Lanka, you cannot practice in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Okay, you cannot go into the Nepal and practice Nepal. Even the border you cross, you have a liability changes. You can go and practice in the vicinity of the entire country. For example, in the Rajkot and in the border country, even you cannot go and Pakistan, you cannot practice surgery. You are allowed to practice, but then again, you have to take a licenses of each and every state where you have a licensing procedures are there. You have to follow. Nobody follows the rules and regulations. That's the only thing is happening. That's a different story. And when you are practicing, you establish the relationship with the patient and everything. Patient is the top most important like that. Here we are not imparting. That is a far beyond that thing. Surgery part. Surgery part. Don't worry about that part. Surgery part. Don't think about abroad. First, we are talking about Nityam Abhyangam Acharet. So how many people are practicing giving a massage, self-massage? We have a sheet, a special sheet. We give the education of our American people how to do massage, self-massage. I will ask all the Ayurvedic doctors how to do self-massage. Do it like this. That's it. But there is a procedure is there. Systematic procedure is there. And finally, we have a document is that what are the steps they have to do it, how much time they have to spend it. And if they apply the oil, if they fall in the tub, you are liable. You know that? If they spoil their clothes also, you are liable. And everything it is carefully has to be explained to them. And sometimes some of the oils may stain your clothes. You try to use the old clothes and try to use some paper napkins, clean up the things like that. And sometimes their pipe system is also not like in India. You take a shower and you are taking a shower here and the water is going to the neighbor's house. It's not like that. Here the pipeline system. It's a very pipeline is very congested here. If the oil massage you are doing regularly, what is happens? Your pipes are clogged. So what we do? Recommend. We have tricks are there. We have special tricks. We don't want to tell you all the tricks. Okay. And there are special tricks are there how to resolve the issues, how to clean their tub system and everything, water system and everything. And at the same time, they have to wipe the oil, the extra oil from the body, the paper napkins, and take shower and sit there and everything. Ritual. This is called ritual. In a dinacharya, what we do, dinacharya, we focus on dinacharya. And dinacharya, if they are following properly, and disease will not provocate. And lifestyle management is very, very important. Okay, that's the thing important. If the lifestyle management is not properly done, how many medications you give? No use. How many drugs you do? No use. How many surgeries you do? No use. Unless mind has to be changed. We are educating here. Dr. Bhashwati is here. Her institution name is itself is a dinacharya. Her institution name itself is a dinacharya. See, very interesting that way. Conceptually is bringing the knowledge like that. And my center name is Ayurveda Wellness Center. Ayurveda Treating Center, Ayurveda Curing Center, we didn't put it like that. Or Ayurveda Hospital, we didn't put it. We are putting like that educational things like that. We are educating the people. Our primary goal is that to educate. A doctor here, word used for the educating teacher. Doctore means to teach. First of all, we need to educate the people. Then after that, it has to be done, not prescription oriented. Now in India, you can see that Dr. Shekhar, I see 30 patients, 40 patients, 50 patients. This is the question they ask that, how many patients do you see per day? This is the question they ask. Why? You go to the Kumbh Mela, you can see the 1 million people. Some people, you can go there, Kumbh Mela, you can take a big photo, you can see all the pulse. That is the Ayurveda practice. That is the Kumbh Mela practice. World Ayurveda Congress, you go there, there are about 70 parallel sessions. Which one you want to attend? You don't know. And finally, where you end up, I know that where to catch you. I will be catching in the tea stall or in the cafeteria. That's it. So this is the thing is happening, pity thing is happening there. We are not aware about that what is happening. I came to this country, witnessing in India. I came to this India, and I noticed that one, nobody is sitting there and exchanging the cards and everything, that business and everything, that's the only business deals are happening there. Nothing educational things are, reforms are not happening. Here, that is the reason we are doing this. Is the thing. I'm so proud of you, all of you, that you are able to stay for 2 hours here. In this World Ayurveda Congresses, then nobody stays 2 hours. Lucky that, and you didn't spend 1 penny. Lucky that only internet connectivity. Electric bill may come for 5 cents or 10 cents. But think about that this way, how much you are able to connect it. This is the thing is important. I like this way of doing like that. People connect with each other and exchange the ideas, thought processes and everything, and give the guidance to each other properly, not to demoralization of the people like that, not insult the people like that. Science, our science, we hold it. Whatever you studied, same thing we are studied and everything. How you applied the knowledge, that's the thing is important. The glass material is the same, but the design is different. The design is different. Okay? That's the thing. Glass can be used, plastic can be used, the same thing. Plastic can be used in different ways. Rajan, tell me.
In my opinion, the extract of this conference or webinar is that the legalities must be understood when we practice anywhere out of India. And second thing, as told by Shekharji, that is, as per the climatic conditions of those countries, the daily regime and seasonal regime should be modified and should be presented to the local people. So practicing outside India is not difficult, but still difficult if we know all the legalities or all the procedures, what we can do there and what we cannot. That is most important in my opinion. So I will definitely share some points through email to you, Shekharji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is the thing, Rajan, thank you very much. Because the reason is that India also people are not happy practicing, because even though you are licensed and legally practicing, and that man who was talking about that doctor, sir, we are not getting patients, Grudrasi patients, sciatic patients, they are going to allopathy hospital. Why they are not coming to us? Because you are also facing same problems. Even though you are licensed practitioners, you have all the medicines are available in your backyard. You can grow parijata, and also you can nirgundi and aparajita and all the sahachara and everything you can grow. All the thailams are available. Why you are not able to attract the patients to come to you? Because you are not practicing what you are doing, what you are preaching and everything. You have not created a template of what is the Grudrasi disease, sciatic disease, and what are the causative factors and why it happens, and systematically create a video, YouTube video, put in your consultation room, or put an advertisement there locally. Television, put in a television, or local cinema theater, or you can speak. You can create lectures in your village. How many lectures you have done in your village as an Ayurvedic practitioner? None. You have to do at least weekly once, one lecture, and Rotary Club, Lions Club, communicate with them, and you are Ayurvedic practitioner. You are not a medical doctor, remember.
Yes.
If you go to the
Correct.
medical doctor, because in a Lions Club, you go there, a medical doctor will be there, then they will be angry with you. Why you are practicing surgery, my surgery? You are doing gallbladder surgery, I am also doing gallbladder surgery. You are doing laparoscopy, and I am also doing laparoscopy. Show me your Ayurvedic laparoscopy. Show me your gallbladder removal. How do you do it? And if you are able to do it, sir, I am able to, this prepared a medicine. This medicine, if you give, and within 3 days, before and after, and gallstones will be removed in 3 days or 10 days. Show that results before and after. And then immediately surgeon will say that, hey, this is a good idea. I am suffering with surgery, this thing. I am reluctant. Even though I am a surgeon, I don't want to go. Can I buy your medicine? You are doing same surgery of a medical doctor is doing surgery. There is no difference between him and you. You have taken a shortcut of BIMS course and jump into the BIMS course, then MS Salya you become. And then, whereas that guy went to all the way examinations and everything, he paid 1 crore rupees for getting of MS modern surgery and everything, and he is doing surgeries. Make sure that what is the medicine can dissolve the kidney stones, what medicine can dissolve the gallstones, what medicine can dissolve the cholesterol, and bring the potion and concoction, oil, bhasma, lotion, syrup, asava, arista, anything you can bring, and you can showcase that one. I am going to buy from you. I am going to buy from you 10 liters, 50 liters. Not only me, 100 liters will buy, even the Bhashpati ji will also buy, and we will get the product from you. We'll buy it from you. But you have to show before and after reports. Not only one case. Sir, I did only one case. No. I wanted to see at least 100 cases.
100 cases.
If you show the 100 cases, all reports are there. If we are satisfied and we are happy, our panel of experts here, our Ayurvedic doctors, will ask all the questions, and you have to reveal every ingredient what you are putting inside. Burangaraja. And whatever the bhasmas you are using, everything has to be how much portions, how you made it. Everything clearly explained. And then we'll buy from you. This is the cost of, we are ready to pay extra money, no problem. Sir, the cost of the medicine cost for us 100 rupees. We are selling to you 500 rupees. We are happy to take it because that is your knowledge. We are not there to come back to forest and dig into the hole like the Aparajita and Shankapushpi and the Sharapunka and everything. We take it like that and making decoction. We recognize you as expert in that field. You make the formula and show the results and submit it in our conferences, our video conferences. This is exactly Dr. Bhashpati said that. Clinical practice. We need a clinical practice. So showcase your case. This is the thing. And Dr. Bhashpati and myself will sit together and we'll ask you all the questions. Show me all the different things, what you did it, what is the cost of the product. Put in the price. And then we will give you 5 times more. If it is 500 rupees, 2,500 rupees will pay. 5 times. So we will buy product from you. But the thing is, the quality is required, and proof is required. We cannot buy any. I can buy Leaf 52 online. Himalaya Drug Company, I call them. They will send you 50,000 bottles if I wanted to ask them. That is not idea. If you are, or if you have a patient of this patient is there, challenging cases, asthma patient is there, something is there. Sir, there is no magic pill, sir. You can say that at that time, once you start doing like that, you will tell that, oh, sir, there is no magic. Before that, you talk a lot. When reality comes, then you talk about that. No, there is no magic pill, sir. it has to be taken for 3 years or 10 years or how can you? You told that earlier, 5 days. I get a lot of emails from the people, sir. I have a medicine for cancer, sir. In 1 day, I can cure the cancer. Wow, how great you are. How can you cure the cancer in 1 day? And sir, I'm a BIMS doctor. I can cure any disease, sir. Wow. You can cure any disease. First of all, I have to suspend your license.
Correct.
If I'm a government of India, as a ministry, first I will suspend your license because you are giving a false statement.
Correct.
How can you cure BIMS graduate can cure all the diseases? We don't say. This is the thing is very important here. Any diseases you are doing, like working on that, work on that. Anuradha, you have a question. Unmute yourself. Unmute. No, unmute yourself. Okay, you are okay. Your voice is not there. Okay, good. So, any other questions? So, I have 7 more minutes left. And any questions are there? If there is no questions, then we will conclude it. And our conclusion is very simple and very easy. And all the dignitaries all left here, but we'll be sending this communication of the information to all of you. And it's not like insulting of one system of medicine. Our goal is that our global Ayurveda doctors bringing of this together like that. Our goal is that to message, give it to the government of India, how we can work with you. It's an open idea for all of you. It's not a challenging you. And you are not controlling us. We are not controlling you. We will help each other. We support each other. Win-win situation. That's called win-win situation. We'll work together. And let's you work with us and invite us, Ayurveda doctors, qualified Ayurveda doctors. They connect with us and bring them to the Ministry of Ayush and Government of India, as well as with the Consulate Generals of India, all countries who are connected like that. Will be happy to create this thing platform like that. And we wanted to have clinically supported and everything practitioners who are there. Only we are inviting Ayurvedic doctors only. We have some people wanted to speak in this conference also in this today's meeting. A chiropractor wanted to speak. No. Can we allow to go and speak in the chiropractic association? No. A medical association, we can go and speak? No. Same way, this is the platform for us only. This is the Ayurveda Doctors Program. And we are doing other World Ayurveda Day and so many activities we are doing. That's all meant for anybody can come. But this is the thing, minimum BIMS qualified people. And in future, we are going to ask the license also. You have to submit your license also, active license. That means you have to submit your licenses. Then only you are able to speak in these conferences and everything. We can share more clinical data will come. Dr. Bhashwati will be happy to connect with all of us. And then we will create a platform. We will create a platform to work on that, to make sure that a clinical practice, so how to practice clinically like that, clinical orientation is very important. If you have some special formulations are there, we'll be happy to work on that. You can send this information. I am not only one keeping it secret. I will put it on the website. Your formula and video, I will post it on the website. That all belongs to you only. That all belongs to you with the data, proper data. If it is not proper data is not there, then we will not accept it. We'll look into that. We'll look into that. We'll be happy to submit it. Submit it if you have this is a challenge for all of you. And if you have a data is there, if you have submitted properly and everything, we'll scrutinize that one, the documentation and everything, video and everything, how you well able to do it and everything. We don't have a time to come to India and make the formula and everything and market it like that. And open secret, you can put it, patented by you like that, you can put it, all the formula can be kept it there. And this is prepared by you only, and video clip, you can do it. And legally you are binding like that way, you own it. And you can mention that way, this formula is owned by me. If anybody taken this one, legal actions will be taken. You can also mention that video. Then you are safe. Nobody will not copy it. And they will manufacture it. You can manufacture it and sell it to us. We'll be happy to take it. That's the way it works like that. The formulas can be created and made it like that successfully. And thank you one and all for joining, all the people. And Rahul Kumar Kamde is raising hand.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Take 2 minutes,
Radha.
please.
Yes.
May I take your 2
Can you
minutes, sir?
listen?
Okay, both are at the same time. Whoever wants to come speak.
I
Okay,
would like
ladies
to
first.
because I will not.
Give a chance
Yes,
for
thanks a
ladies.
lot, Rahul, sir.
Rahul, wait for us. Anuradha is waiting. Okay, Rahul, Anuradha, come on.
Yes, actually, sir, I'm very much happy. I don't have any question, but I'm really praising this, whatever you all are doing globally. I'm from India. Why I'm saying like that? Because just only today I was studying Charak from the day one. Again, I started from 1st October, and the first lesson was Swasthasya Swasthya Rakshanam Aturasya Vyadhi Parimoksha. And you are doing from the base, and that's the great thing because it boosts our confidence to do it again and again because somehow when we practice for such a long period, like I'm practicing for 14 years, so somehow we think that only curing disease is important, but whenever somebody asks how to take care of yourself, not to have diseases, then this makes a sense that swasthya rakshanam is important, and you are doing that globally. And today you guided us very nicely that what basically you should do. So I'm actually last 3 months as a Sharad Rutu and is going on. Rutu Sandhi was there. I practiced Virechan very nicely, and I'm very much proud that I have practiced Virechana for almost 80% Swastha people. They came to me, and I'm happy that people are taking care that they don't have to get caught in diseases itself. And they have come to know that getting cured is not good, rather than preventing a disease is good.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly our Prime Minister Modi ji also said that Ayurveda is abundance of preventive care.
Yes.
And that is the thing, exactly what he is saying, that showcase your preventive care. Preventive medicine is missing in the modern medicine. So, and curative medicine is there. They have a palliative medicine is there. If you have a headache is there, take a Tylenol and paracetamol, something is there, fever is there, take this medicine. And if you have a problem in the gallbladder, we remove the surgery. And if you have an oophorytis is there, then we will take a ovaries. And if you have an uterine problem is there, we take a hysterectomy. And all the surgical procedures we are doing, we don't need to do that part because they are already doing that part. Okay. And it's interesting that I heard that in India, one village, one MBBS doctor, one MS Shalya doctor, these two doctors, MBBS doctor and MS Shalya doctor, they removed entire village, all the women's uteruses. Because of competition. And now in that village, no population, they cannot grow any more babies. Villages are becoming empty. All uteruses are removed because they have a spotting is happening, some menstrual disturbances are happening. Immediately illiterate, they will go to Dr. Saab, हमारा को कमर दर्द हो रहे हैं. अच्छा, uterus निकाल दो. There is no connection between the uterus and back pain. She may be lifting of heavy stones, bricks. And because of a competition of greediness, of the financial greediness, they removed the both things. What is the difference between MS Shalya, Ayurveda doctor, and MBBS doctor? And they are fighting each other. And they are looking for each other, fighting each other, which cases are there. Whereas if you practice Ashoka Aristam, Lodra Arista, and these Aristams, you can keep it, give free for them, they will be happy to take it. Even you can survive 4 uteruses in the community, at least 4 children will be born. That is the thing is very, very important that in a passionate way, you have to work on these things. Very important that it's not, I'm not anti to the surgical aspect of or even I wanted to have develop the anesthesia and all the different things, plastic surgery, you can do everything. but don't go that direction like that. You have to look into that Ayurvedic perspective, preventive care, how we can do prevention like that, prevention oriented. Booklets has to publish. Ayush Ministry, you give all the information to the government of India, write an article, preventive care, how to do preventive care, what are the benefits of things are happening there if you do Abhyanga. And if I ask you question, simple question, what is the Abhyanga benefits? Sir, why is silly question you are asking, sir? He studied in 1982, sir, BIMS course, and that class, I was not there, I was absent. That class was there, but teacher was teaching. That day I was got sick. I could not go to the class. And it's also, you know that is the option that out of 10 questions, only you are allowed to answer 8 questions. Out of that question I didn't answer, sir. That means I don't need to practice about Abhyanga in my practice. I don't need to tell my patient like that. Abhyanga is deleted in my practice. How is that? So this is the situation is happening like that. Nashya karma, so many things are happening there. This is the thing, a lot of basic things. Basic things are very, very important. Hold the basics, do the research, and work on that. And we'll be happy to help you and work with you. But the thing is that you have to inform all the colleges, principals who are entering there. You need to write a letter to them, to the government of India, recommend the Ayurvedic doctors' names, abroad doctors. You are able to expose to all the Ayurvedic doctors here in abroad. Now you know the database of the Ayurvedic doctors abroad in the countries. Let them be visiting professors and come to these colleges, visit them, hospitality, provide the hospitality. So, madam, you wanted to live in my home. My home is nearby. I will take you to my home. Come on, I made you food for you. The last time I went to one of the Ayurvedic doctor's house, what happened, you know that? Shekhar, I will get a homemade food. Oh my God, I was so happy that. But finally, what happened? He got the food from the restaurant. I can go and eat in restaurant food. And if you come to my home here, my Ayurveda center here, I will cook for you. I will not order from the pizza for you, outside pizza. Remember, this is the thing. If you make a khichdi from your home, I will love to eat it. Khichdi and kadhi, I love to eat that one. I don't need to have these things. I was surprised that so many things are there, so many things different. Bhashwati is wanted to say something. Come on, Bhashwati.
Well, I'd like you to take Dr. Rahul Kanbede's question because his hand is up, and then I will speak.
Okay, Rahul ji. Rahul ji.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Shekhar, sir, I think hallmark of our traditional Ayurvedic practice is to align our human body with natural rhythm. I think this is the most important thing. Many of us we have forgotten that we are a part of nature then. So we are not aligning with our seasons or with the place we are living in. So there are many challenges with Ayurvedic medicines, even in India, where the production is very much. There are lots and lots of misleading practices. The standardization issues are there. Scientific validation is missing over times, and potential misuses of the drugs are seen very routinely. So it is essential for all of us. We are qualified Ayurvedic practitioners to cover up all these loopholes and to integrate this Ayurvedic treatment with responsibility to the conventional medical care, and whenever needed, our preventive aspect of Ayurveda has to be highlighted all over the world. So this is our cultural heritage, and we should be proud of it, I think. And in the ancient, since the ancient era, actually, Ayurveda is with us in our kitchens, in our household things around our homes. Each and everything is a medicine. Nanaushadhi bhutam kinchit dravyam samupalabhyate, as Charak has said. So I just wanted to thank you now for this first Global Ayurveda Doctors Day, and I am associated with you since last few years, and I am very much impressed with whatever you are doing and with your vision and visionary. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving me time to express myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Shekhar.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know, there's a lovely discussion happening. First, we had people speaking, and then you engaged in discussion. This is very important for learning because a lot of people have learned in India that we have to be very polite and say things so that we don't hurt the egos of many people. And so we don't say many things. And I think that's actually very true. When I was in BHU, I took a lot of penalties because I was honest. My whole, you know, demise of problem started because someone asked, does anyone have any questions? Would you like to give feedback about the journal club? And being ignorant, having the training in America where medical doctors tell things honestly, I thought we're in a group of doctors. I will tell him honestly what I think of his journal club. And the guy exploded, and he had such a big, you know, ego burst that he decided to, you know, I'm med Bhashwati ko dikhaunga. And then I lived for 5 years in torture of that. People have to be able to talk and have the maturity to take information. If someone says to me, Bhashwati, you didn't do this well, I need to think about it, why I didn't do it well. What was my, you know, lacuna, as we say. When we have young doctors who are asking for, when they say, well, we need to give scientific evidence, they need role models of how to do this. I see slide presentations again and again. I see my own slides that I created, used by, and I can give you names of who's doing it. They plagiarize my slides. They don't say at the bottom, source taken from Dr. Bhashwati. They just plagiarize them. And I will tell you that there are people on this call who plagiarize slides because I've seen your presentations. Students see that and they learn that. They learn it. These are BAMS and MD students. They learn that, oh, I can just take Shekhar's very good slide and I can just copy paste it and I can use it because knowledge is, you know, everywhere. Shastras are everyone. So I can just use it. They don't understand that they need to say who they got it from.
Exactly.
That's a bad role model of that teacher doing that. Someone just, Dr. Rahul just said, we need to give evidence based. You know, we had someone earlier talking about something that's a very scientific topic, and she did not give the evidence. She just said, it's out there, there's information out there. You need to give evidence. You need to say, in the article in Nature 2023, in September, so-and-so author, you know, Shekhar et al. Or Bhashwati et al. Had a study that showed this, and this is the scientific viewpoint. In Ayurveda, we have this viewpoint, and we need to counter this with this, but give the scientific evidence for that, and maybe even cite that there are 3 or 4 articles in the Ayurvedic research literature that have tried to do it. Nobody talks like that. So we don't teach our students how to be more evidence-based. So they don't learn it, and then they are sloppy. Just now I got off a call. We have our NCAM conference coming up. Someone from America, a Vaidya from America, called to India and got our funding canceled. Amazing. It's amazing to me how Vaidyas sabotage each other. We know that it's someone in America who canceled our funding. How? They called up to people who don't like Ayurveda anyway and said, you shouldn't fund Ayurvedic people, da, 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 da. Are we colleagues? We are Shatrus. And as long as you have Shatru, there's a big problem. I see it in India. I see people not wanting to take us as visiting professors because they are threatened. And the people that suffer are the students. It's very sad for me that, okay, I'll give an example. In the NCISM, they're doing a lot of things showing all these different ways in which their great syllabus is going to be implemented. So I talked with a couple of the people at one of the seminars. These are very senior people. We know who they are. And I said, do you actually know how to do case-based studies? Because I happen to have gone to Harvard and Rush and Cornell and Columbia, where we do case-based studies in every single day of our learning of medicine. Do you know how to do case-based studies? They said, madam, this is a theory. We will have to learn. We will have to implement. We will have to do. First, they get the promotion to become a director or a president or a very big post. They don't have the competence. And then they sit there and they plagiarize everyone else's work. They put it in PowerPoints and they try to pretend that this is the standard because they are the director, but they don't know how to do it. So I proposed, I said, okay, we need to, for the sake of the students, we need to have you understand case-based learning. Would you like me to give you a tutorial? So I sat there for half an hour, just giving an introduction. The guy couldn't even understand. Oh, this is the meaning of case-based. Oh, this is the meaning. Oh, very interesting, very interesting. And I just said, if you're already the person that's on a national level telling people to do case-based learning and you don't know how to do case-based learning, then how are you teaching the faculty? Madam, it's a theory. We are trying to give sensitization. We are trying to increase the sensitization. What they really need is the people who know how to teach case-based, who teach case-based, and who practice and who write about case-based, to come and do a seminar in India where it's interactive with senior people and show them what they don't know, and then have them learn it. This is called faculty development. And once they learn it, then they can go out with all of their titles and powers and directorship and principal and all they are, and actually have the education. The hardest thing for me is to see that in India, you have all of these people who have very big titles, not based on merit, but based on age of being in the post. And they get to a position and they have no idea what they're doing. And the students who are smart, so there was a comment about you people need to know, I don't know who you people is, but you people need to know that there are competent doctors. There are some very competent doctors, very competent students. And the students know that their teacher is talking pakwas. And they have no way to speak out about it. They have no way to say that this doctor has no idea what she's saying. And it's not even about English versus Hindi versus Telugu communication. It is that they just don't know. Medically speaking, they may have a Shastra shloka that is memorized, but they have no idea what it means. They don't know the medical condition that actually it is. Because, and I'm saying this, I think most people are in India, but I'm saying this, when I was in America, I always thought all BAMS graduates had this great education. And in America, we don't learn anything well. We don't get clinical exposure. We don't get this. I went to India. I was at BHU, yes, but I was also traveling north, south, east, west. I think I visited close to 50 medical college, Ayurveda medical colleges in my 10 years that I was doing my studies and my PhD and all, and my Fulbright. And I was shocked to find out that there are actually schools where the teachers don't even come to class on time. And I will tell you, BHU is one of them. Class starts at 8. Students are there at 7:59. The hall is not open. The hall is not open. They're standing outside because they're afraid that if attendance is taken, then they will get failed. The teacher comes at 8:20, 8:30, sits for 5-10 minutes, boasts about himself, how he got a gold medal in this and how he was in the newspaper and how this happened, that happened. He just returned from a seminar. They paid his TADA. He teaches for 10 minutes of content and then he leaves early. That is not a class. BAMS students who say they got 5.5 years of training, I will challenge you to actually write down your schedule of what topic you learn and how much time you actually got and how you translated that into a competent skill. People are learning shlokas, they're not learning the meanings of it. If I ask people, what does it mean? Ragadi, Rogan, Shatatanu, Shaktana, Sheshakaya, you go through the Mangalacharan, you ask them what it means. Ayurvedic Vaidyas cannot tell you the meaning. They don't know what Purva Vaidyaya means. They don't know. So when you have this kind of situation, we need to be frank that the education is absolutely not at the standard that we are pretending it is. And when people are writing syllabus and creating these syllabuses, and I have known Dr. Prasad for many years. I know most of the people that are sitting in that NCISM Board of Education group. They are not up to the mark. I love Dr. Prasad. I think he's wonderful in many ways, but they need to kind of open their eyes and see what's actually going on and maybe do some focus groups of actual students anonymously, and have the students tell what is missing, because the students are the consumers of this education and they're not getting what it is. So when they call me because they've got their BAMS, they've come to America, several of you have written to me in this particular meeting chat privately. you guys have no idea how to know what to do when you come to a new country. And that's terrible. That's terrible for RAV and NCISM to pretend that they're telling people how to practice Ayurveda globally when they don't even teach their own BAMS graduates. And those of us who can talk about it, we are not being invited to the stage where we could talk about it. And we can do online seminars, but then those other people who are in positions will take our knowledge that we shared, bastardize it because they don't understand it, and then teach it in a half correct, half incorrect way to their students. And that's creating even more damage. So I know that Shekhar is off. Maybe you're having your lunch right now, Shekhar. If I know you,
no, I'm here.
you are here? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's your time that you should be taking your lunch.
No,
So
no, I have an next patient is waiting. Okay, no problem. What I will do, I finished my lunch earlier and before starting the session.
So I just wanted to contribute that, Shekhar. There's a lot of things that we are
Thank you.
knowing is true, but we don't talk about. And we need to sit down and talk about those things and really provide practical and realistic solutions. Because all of this great thing that these people are saying, you know, I don't believe most of it because I know those people. They're not even going to be able to implement half of what they're saying.
Thank you. Thank you, Bhashpati, and really joining as a keynote speaker and also giving the contributing of your thoughts and everything. And here, our constructive feedback is for everybody is that whatever the resolutions we are creating like that, and look into that. And some of the students are here, some of the professors are here, some of the lecturers are here, some of the university faculties are there, some of the practitioners are here. And practitioners having their independent role is there. They are not controlled by the Ayush Ministry or anything, but there are professors are there who are actively working in the university level like that. They can contribute to work on that. First, let us do, if you are a private institution, if you wanted to have a visiting professor status, you wanted to invite, there are Dr. Someshji is here, Dr. Bhashpati is here, Suhas Sagar is there, Virendra Sodhi is there. These are the people who are there, and invite them. And as a faculty, you can put in your list name of the person like that. What is your condition is that you are not allowed to, you're not necessary to pay for their flight tickets, at least domestic flight tickets and accommodation, food and everything taken care. And they will come and inspire your institutions. And you can collaborate with us, MOUs and everything created, institutionally created. Then you can establish the relationship with the government of India, Ayush Ministry, inform them that there are some Ayurveda doctors are there. They are ignorant of knowing about that their own, like they produce the children, they've forgotten the names of the children. Like I'm a graduate of the 1982 to 88 graduate of Nagarjuna University and Gujarat Ayurveda University 1998 to 1991. And they don't know. Shekhar, where is Shekhar? Bhashpati is a graduate from the Banaras University. Bhashpati, where is Bhashpati? Where is she studied? They don't know. That means they've forgotten their daughter. Ayush forgotten the daughter and son. This is the thing happening. And where she is? She is in New York. And Someshji is the Haryana. He studied BAMS. And long time he's disconnected. That means we need to invite him to Ayush Ministry and to speak what is practicing, how the practice is there. If you bring some medical doctor who is having or chiropractor, somebody is practicing Ayurveda in this country and he knows how to practice and everything, then he will getting a funding. And whereas here we go there, no, funding is already taken by this guy. No more funding this year. Next year we'll talk to you. That is the thing is happening there. Instead of that, real persons, real funding has to come, real way to utilize it. And these are the people known to the people like that. Bhashpati knows everybody in the Consulate General. Okay. Consulate General, they know in the New York and Washington State and Washington DC and all the people, they know her. As an Ayurvedic doctor and medical doctor, she knows everything that people like that. And the problems are there, that the communication gap is happening there. The communication gap has to be cleared.
The problem is they won't bring me because I'm not an Indian national. They're a consulate in America where they're supposed to be supporting American people, but they'll invite some guy who can barely speak English, knowing that the audience is English, but the guy can barely speak English.
It will change. It will change.
Because he's a nephew.
A time
and
came.
it's their sister's cousin, you know, and they will invite him because he's in New York to give a lecture. He gives a lecture at the consulate. He gets the payment for it, but people don't learn anything.
This bureaucracy will not continue because Prime Minister Modi ji is here. Modi ji is going to look after these things, and we will give the transparency to the Modi ji also. Okay, thank you. And by the way, I got a message from the Modi ji also today. Happy birthday to me. Okay, it's an, of course, self-generated message.
Wait, I was going to say that at the
Happy
end.
birthday.
Modi ji goes first. Then after that, I was going to say, my Facebook told me today that it's your birthday. So
Happy birthday.
happy birthday to you.
That's
Dr.
true.
Shekar.
That's true. Thank you very much. That is the reason
Happy and
we are
healthy.
doing this
That is the
program.
reason it's Global Ayurveda Doctors Day.
Yes.
Every year we will remember Dr. Shekhar from AAPNA,
Yes.
and we will
Yes.
remember Global Ayurveda Doctors Day, because we know, hands down, no matter what anyone wants to say, from Nama, who thinks they're in control, or NCAM, who thinks, or Mark Halpern's group, or this group, that group, we know that AAPNA has over 120,000 people on your mailing list. It's one of the most valuable mailing lists in the world for Global Ayurveda. And people are jealous of you, Shekhar, because you have the mailing list. So they don't support you. They say all kind of gossiping things about you. And the fact is that they're jealous of you because you have such a huge collection and knowledge of everyone that is practicing, not practicing. Shekhar can tell you, oh, her, I know her. She's BAMS from this year, this year, this year. She's a housewife. She doesn't want to do her homework and learn how to practice in America. So she's sitting as a housewife. She's a good Vaidya in India. Why she's sitting as a housewife? He knows each and every person who is a Vaidya in the USA. Shekhar, it's an invaluable skill you have. We want to say thank you for your work.
That's why.
It's not like
that's
alone.
why
I'm not working alone. You are all with me.
Wait, Patankarji wants to say something, Shekhar.
That's why Shekhar is AAPNA. Means Shekhar is ours.
Thank you very much. Kaushik ji also.
Amara, not
all of
AAPNA.
you. All of you joined because even with a small invitation, simple invitation, and sometimes not given official invitations, like there's simple invitation for them, because these are all my brothers and sisters. I look in that way that my brothers and sisters, there is no special, like your brother is getting married, he will not give an official invitation. Arey yaar, come on yaar, shaadi mein aa jao. Bas. So that is the only thing. Similar way, I invited Bhakti ji and Somesh ji and just I called them, hey, you need to come this time. Okay, Shekhar, I will be there. That's it. And I know that Virendra Sodhi ji, he is on the flight, he took the phone. And Pratap Chauhan, he is always on the road, but he took my phone and he immediately said that, okay, I will be there. Dr. B.S. Prasad, how much busy he is there within half an hour? He came there. Just he attended the meeting and a few minutes they talked. They don't need to stay whole time, but they spent time, simple time, and they given the valuable information to us, and we shared, and we have documented everything here, and we'll be sharing this link to all of you. Thank you all. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Jai Ayurveda.
Jai.
Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.
Thank you.